Hello, my ravens. It's me, Hanny. I'm re-recording The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe because I had some problems with the mic before. I think I've got it fixed now. Hopefully people will be watching my videos now because you don't have to strain to hear it anymore. So here I go again with Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, I pondered, weak and weary, over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books of success sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant beauty, maiden whom the angels name L'Amour, forgotten here forevermore. Ah, the silk and uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still my beating heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams of no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there was spoken, was whispered, was "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely this something my window lattice. Let me see, then, what there it is, and my mystery explore. Let my heart beat still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with my many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. Not the least obedience made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but then mien of the lord or lady perched above the chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. This ebony bird beguiling My sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. The crest be shorn or shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl, to hear disclosure so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help but agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above the chamber door, bird or beast upon a sculptured bust above the chamber door, with such a name, nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the plastic bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till a scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, hope has flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, was utters its only stock or store, caught from some unhappy master with unmerciful disaster, followed fast and followed faster, still his songs of burden bore, till the dirges of hope the melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiercely eyes burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press? Ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser from an unseen censer, swung by a seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, the God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted, on the desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. prophet, I said. Thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. By the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a Satan maiden with whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend. I shriek upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume of token of thy lie that the soul hath spoken. Leave me, my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above the door. Take thy beak from my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallet bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that is floating on the floor shall be lifted. Nevermore. Thank you.